Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. All right, folks, buckle up because this one is absolutely mind-blowing. The NFL world is spinning right now with the craziest rumor of the season. The Pittsburgh Steelers have reportedly reached a deal with none other than TYREEK Hill. Yeah, you heard that right. Cheetah himself, the human blur, might be suiting up in black and gold. Social media is in flames, insiders are losing their minds, and the whole league is trying to figure out how this even happened. Just imagine, Kenny Pickett drops back, Jaylen Warren explodes out of the backfield, and TYREEK Hill streaks down the sideline like a lightning bolt. The Steelers, long known for their gritty defense and blue-collar football, suddenly look like a track team in pads. People are already calling it the speed revolution in Pittsburgh. It's the kind of move that changes everything, not just for the team, but for the AFC as a whole. Because if this rumor turns out to be true, we're talking about a total rebrand of Steelers football, a full-blown offensive awakening that could make defensive coordinators lose sleep all season long. The whispers started late last night when a few insiders hinted that the Steelers' front office had been in deep talks with Miami, and it didn't take long for fans to connect the dots. The idea seemed impossible at first. TYREEK Hill, the centerpiece of the Dolphins' explosive offense, leaving sunny South Beach for the cold grind of Pittsburgh. But then reports started surfacing about contract frustrations, locker room tension, and Hill's growing interest in a fresh challenge. That's when the pieces started fitting together. Pittsburgh has cap flexibility, draft assets, and, more importantly, a front office that's been quietly plotting to reinvent the offense. The team knows it needs speed, real, game-breaking speed, to compete with the likes of Kansas City and Baltimore. So, when the chance came to land Hill, they went all in. If the numbers being whispered are accurate, this could go down as one of the boldest trades in franchise history. And let's be honest, this move fits perfectly with where the Steelers are headed. Over the last 2 seasons, fans have complained nonstop about the offense being predictable, sluggish, and, frankly, boring. The defense carried the team, but even TJ Watt can only do so much. Mike Tomlin knows that to survive in today's NFL, you need fireworks. You need that player who turns short passes into 80-yard touchdowns, who makes defenses play scared. TYREEK Hill is that player. His presence alone stretches the field, opens up the run game, and forces corners to backpedal like they're running from danger. Combine that with the emergence of George Pickens, a physical freak in his own right, and suddenly the Steelers have the scariest 1-2 punch in football. Add Calvin Austin 3 and Najee Harris, and you've got an offense that can score from anywhere. The fans who've been begging for excitement might finally get what they've been dreaming of. But of course, with a move this massive, the skeptics are already chiming in. Some analysts are questioning how Hill will fit into the Steelers' culture. An old-school, grinded-out mentality that's all about discipline and toughness. TYREEK is known for his flash, his swagger, and his sometimes controversial off-field moments. Will the locker room embrace him? Will Tomlin be able to manage such a huge personality? Those are fair questions, but if there's one coach in the league who knows how to handle stars, it's Mike Tomlin. He's dealt with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and countless other big personalities over the years. He knows how to keep order without killing creativity. And honestly, a player like Hill might thrive under that structure. He wants a win. He wants a ring. And Pittsburgh, despite its flaws, has always been a team that knows how to compete when it matters most. Meanwhile, Dolphins fans are furious. The idea of losing their superstar wideout after watching him dominate defenses for 2 straight seasons feels like heartbreak. Miami built their entire offense around his speed and chemistry with Tua Tagovailoa. Without Hill, the Dolphins lose that instant scoring threat that made them so electric. There are rumors that the trade package includes multiple first-round picks, a top defensive player, and possibly even draft swaps for future years. It's the kind of blockbuster deal that shakes up the entire balance of the league. And while it's still unofficial, insiders insist the talks are in the final stages. Some claim Hill has already spoken with Pickett and Tomlin, expressing excitement about building something new. If that's true, then it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when the Steelers officially announce it. Now, imagine what this means for the AFC North. Defenses that already struggle to contain Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow now have to deal with TYREEK Hill flying down the field in black and gold. The Ravens' secondary, which has been hit or miss, could be in big trouble. The Bengals, who pride themselves on offensive firepower, suddenly have competition. And the Browns, well, they might need to start drafting cornerbacks by the dozen. Pittsburgh could instantly go from being a wild card hopeful to a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The combination of Hill's explosiveness, Tomlin's leadership, and a defense that already ranks among the best could be deadly. For years, the Steelers were known for hard hits and grinded-out football. But now, they might be known for touchdowns, highlights, and pure speed. The black and gold are evolving, and the rest of the league better catch up fast. If this rumor becomes reality, the NFL offseason just got a whole lot more interesting. TYREEK Hill's move to Pittsburgh would completely redefine the team's identity and signal a new era for the franchise. The Steelers, a team built on legacy and toughness, would be embracing the future with open arms. Fans who once complained about 3-yard passes and punts would suddenly be watching deep bombs, reverses, and trick plays designed around the fastest man in the game. The marketing potential alone is insane. Imagine Cheetah in the Steel City, merchandise flying off shelves. But beyond the hype, this move would send a clear message. The Steelers aren't just rebuilding, they're reloading. They're not content with playoff appearances. They want the Lombardi Trophy back in Pittsburgh, and they're willing to take big swings to get there. If this deal goes through, the entire league will have to adjust their game plans because TYREEK Hill in black and gold changes everything. Of course, as with all major rumors, there's still a cloud of uncertainty. Some insiders are warning fans to pump the brakes until official confirmation comes from the team. They point out that trade talks can fall apart at the last minute, especially when star players and massive contracts are involved. TYREEK Hill's current deal isn't cheap, and fitting him into Pittsburgh's salary cap would require some serious financial maneuvering. But the Steelers have pulled off miracles before. Omar Khan, their general manager, has earned a reputation as one of the sharpest deal makers in the game. If anyone can make the numbers work, it's him. Still, the logistics of this trade, bonus structures, incentives, and draft capital, will be a tightrope act. Yet the buzz around this deal feels different. It doesn't have the usual fake rumor energy. It feels calculated, deliberate, and, most of all, possible. The kind of move that shakes the NFL at its core. And let's talk about TYREEK himself for a second. The man has nothing left to prove individually. He's already a Super Bowl champion, multiple-time Pro Bowler, and one of the most feared weapons in football. But there's a sense that he wants to cement his legacy, to prove that he's more than just a product of great quarterbacks. In Pittsburgh, he'd have the chance to elevate Kenny Pickett's game, turn him from a promising young passer into a legitimate star. Think about how that changes the dynamic of this team. Pickett's confidence grows, the offensive playbook opens up, and defenses suddenly have to respect every inch of the field. Hill's speed forces coverage shifts, which means more room for George Pickens to dominate one-on-one. It's the kind of ripple effect that transforms an entire offense overnight. If Hill's motivation is greatness, Pittsburgh might just be the perfect stage for his next act. Now, from a football purist standpoint, this move makes perfect sense. Pittsburgh's defense is elite, but the offense has lagged behind. By adding Hill, they don't just get a wide receiver. They get a weapon who alters the geometry of the field. Safeties have to play deeper, linebackers hesitate, and pass rushers lose that extra step because they're afraid of a quick screen turning into a home run. That's what TYREEK brings, a sense of danger that every defensive coordinator has to respect. It's not just about touchdowns, it's about pressure. Hill makes teams uncomfortable. He changes how you defend every snap. For a team like the Steelers, who've been starving for offensive swagger since the Killer Bees era, this could be the jolt they've been waiting for. It's a strategic masterstroke that could push them right back into championship contention. But let's not ignore the emotional side of this. Steelers Nation is one of the most passionate fan bases in sports, And the idea of TYREEK Hill wearing their colors is already sparking wild reactions online. Some fans are ecstatic, saying it's the best move since trading for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Others are cautious, worried about chemistry and whether Hill's flashy style fits the blue-collar image of Pittsburgh football. But one thing's for sure, people are talking. The energy around this rumor feels electric. It's not just about football. It's about excitement, identity, and evolution. For years, the Steelers have been seen as a team stuck between eras, too talented to rebuild, not explosive enough to contend. This move would change that narrative in an instant. TYREEK Hill could be the symbol of a new Steelers era, fast, fearless, and full of swagger. And finally, if this deal really happens, it could redefine what we think of as Steelers football. Imagine Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, rocking as Hill takes a jet sweep to the house. The terrible towels spinning, the crowd roaring, the commentators screaming, the cheetah strikes again. It's cinematic. It's the kind of thing you dream about as a fan. More than that, it's a statement to the rest of the NFL. The Steelers aren't just back. They're faster, stronger, and hungrier than ever. Whether this rumor turns out to be true or not, it's already sparked something powerful. It's reminded everyone why we love this sport. The unpredictability, the drama, the what-ifs that keep us up at night. And if the Steelers really did land TYREEK Hill, well, buckle up. Because the fastest man in football might just make Pittsburgh the most dangerous team in the league. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And here's where things get even more interesting. The ripple effect this could have across the NFL is massive. Other teams are already scrambling, calling agents, and reevaluating their rosters because if the Steelers really pull this off, the entire balance of power in the AFC shifts. Imagine the Chiefs watching their former weapon join another conference rival. Imagine the Bills, who've been building a roster to contain speed and vertical threats, now having to redesign their entire defensive scheme for a potential Steelers matchup. Every general manager in the league will be taking notes, realizing that Pittsburgh, a franchise that's always been about defense first, just flipped the script. Suddenly, speed is the new identity. It's a philosophical shift, a statement that the modern NFL belongs to those who can score fast and often. If this deal becomes official, it won't just change the Steelers. It could trigger a new arms race for offensive firepower across the league. Behind the scenes, sources claim this move has been in the works for weeks, maybe even months. The Steelers' front office has been unusually quiet, which now makes perfect sense. They were plotting something seismic. Reports say TYREEK's camp had been exploring trade possibilities since late summer, frustrated with internal politics and usage issues in Miami. Pittsburgh swooped in at the perfect time, offering stability, leadership, and the chance to be the centerpiece of a rising offense. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy. Hill could go down as the player who helped redefine one of the NFL's most historic franchises. There's talk that he's already scouting homes near the team facility, and one insider even claimed he's been in contact with local trainers to prepare for Pittsburgh's colder climate. Whether those details are real or not, the smoke is thick enough that where there's smoke, there might just be fire. And honestly, if this all comes true, the 2025 season might be one for the ages. Picture it. Week 1, the Steelers take the field, the crowd roaring, cameras zooming in on TYREEK Hill in that iconic black and gold uniform. The speed, the swagger, the energy, it would be a moment fans never forget. The AFC would suddenly feel like a movie set, with every game turning into a blockbuster. The Steelers could become must-watch TV again, the kind of team you plan your Sunday around. For years, fans have been nostalgic for the magic of the old days, for that feeling that anything could happen when the ball snapped. This rumor, this possible trade, brings that feeling back. Whether it's true or not almost doesn't matter anymore. It's already ignited hope, excitement, and chaos in the best possible way. Because if the Steelers really land TYREEK Hill, the phrase, "here we go," will take on a whole new meaning in Pittsburgh. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.